All right, so let's talk about that first match of the night right out of the gate. That women's elimination chamber match. I thought it was an absolute banger of a match. Start off the show. Winner gets a shot at now Io Sky's women's championship match at Mania. Which, by the way, wild situation there considering Io just beat Ripley at Raw. That's a whole different conversation, different opinions on that one. But I gotta say, like right out of the gate, first I thought it was great seeing Alexa Bliss back in the WWE in one of the main event matches or top spot matches. I just think that I think she's one of the best just all around performers in the division. I know that when she really was full time and there every week, I thought she was really good with not just the in ring work, but just the way she tells a story, her promo stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good promo clips of her that go around when she's talking about certain people, and I just think that she gets it. I think she gets how to do a promo, even like not just only with the girls in the women's division. I think even with some of the guys, she's a much better promo than some of the guys because I feel like she knows the beats of a promo where it's not this long drawn out promo. When like when now they talk, I sometimes and I feel like it's like even look, Trish Stratus, legend in the industry and the business, but I even thought when she had a promo when she came back, it felt like a script. It felt like you could really tell she was just remembering words and remembering lines, and I get it, like everyone essentially has a script for the most part, but I do think that if anything, I think the skill that I'm talking about Alexa having is the ability to not make it sound like a script. I think Liv has that now too. She's people who've gotten into their character really well have that ability, I think, and in just my opinion, I know people may not really like either of those two that I just named there, but I think I'm a huge fan of Alexa. I think Liv, and I'll get into that later. I think she's been MVP of the past year in the women's division. But right now with Alexa, kind of going back to it, looks like she's tied to the White Six. I think that might be something that moving forward, that's where they're going to take her character in that direction at. Personally, I would like to see her go back to that goddess persona. I just think she was so good in that role, right? I think she could bring even more layers to it now. And I think just the way like she can look at the division and see what it is and I don't know, I really do like the work that they put into her when she was with Bray Wyatt, and I think there's always going to be that connection, but hopefully there's some of that where he can I guess I would like her just to be able to show more emotion and be able to, or have her not have the handcuffs, right? Because I think when you have a character like the Fiend and with Bray Wyatt or the Wyatt Sixes, there has to be that element of creepiness and like Undertaker like character to it, right? Almost similar to what Taker did when he became the American Badass. It opens you up to be more human, and I feel like Alexa has so much in the tank when it comes to the promos and the matches, and I do like that she still is able to be emotional in the matches, like right, like you could tell she gets disappointed when she got eliminated by Liv. You can tell that she gets angry or is really happy when she's about to enter the chamber. It's like she doesn't just no sell everything, right? And I think that's it's just a hard role to take on, this like zombie like character again, like Taker did and Bray Wyatt. Like you have and even Kane with a mask, it's hard to connect with the audience if you're only playing this just Jason Voorhees zombie like nothing's no selling everything, right? So I don't know. I mean, we'll see where she goes with her character. I feel like she's more of a SmackDown roster type of deal, but I hope that she will have something to do in Mania, and I hope maybe I think maybe her and Alexa could do, or her and Liv could do something cool, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. I think Triple H can probably cook up something really cool. I think Roxanne Perez was also in this match, right? I mean, I thought she showed up and she did well, right? I think she's getting that now. She's getting that rub of working with top girls and top women in the main roster, and she's holding her own. I feel like maybe a year or two, maybe I think maybe less than 2 years, she'll be a really bigger deal than she is already in the main roster. I think it's great to see this kind of the NXT star step into the spotlight and thrive, and I think she's done a great job. And of course, we have Bayley, Bianca, and I think the big shocker beginning of the match, Naomi and Liv are about to square up. Just boom. Jade Cargill comes out, nothing. No, I thought it would be more dramatic where it would just be all black and then she would come in with her, regular entrance. But I like that. And I think so. Taker talked about it where, your character and the storyline that your character is in has to match to you being out there. Meaning, like the last time we saw Jade Cargill, someone kicked her. I mean, she was on a car windshield, right? And you can't come in and be all happy go lucky, and you can't be smiling and throwing high fives to the crowd. Like someone just kicked your ass, right? So like you have to come in and you're about to beeline whoever you think who did it. And I think that's such a cool comment and insight by Taker when he talks about that. It's like character development. How do you, like he always said, like Jake the Snake Roberts taught him when he was starting out, like your match or your character and everything, it starts the moment you cross that curtain, right? You enter the ramp or whatever, or you go past that curtain. That's where it begins. And whenever you get people who just got their ass handed to them, or they got beat up, and then they come out the next day, next pay per view, or next Raw, SmackDown, whatever, next time they come out, and they're just smiling, high five. It's like it kind of breaks that belief, that belief of the character. And so anyway, coming back to this, I think the way Jade came out, she came out, beelined the ring, and this is what I'll get into again a little bit later with Liv Morgan, is Liv sold the shit out of that. And to me, I've been a big Liv Morgan fan since even before she was officially with the WWE, because she grew up in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. Always rooted for her when she was in Joe DeFranco's gym, but she sold the shit out of that. And that is what makes it, these kind of moments special, right? Because Liv right there is like, okay, hold on, like, did she do it? Did she not do it? Like, you could tell she's like, oh, I didn't do it. But the way she was selling it with her facial expressions was just gold. Because what made it good, because if Liv didn't sell it as well as she did, and I think a lot of people knew that, okay, it's probably Naomi, especially with Naomi being in the ring, not in a pod, and then Bianca there, so it's like that shot, right? You have that shot of like that the focus, the depth of focus there. It's like you got Liv in the foreground, behind her is Naomi, and then behind her is Bianca, right? Just that like cinematography looking thing of look of it all. That was pretty cool. So Jade comes out and she squares up. She is about to punch the shit out of who we think it's gonna be Liv, and then boom, turns to her left, hits Naomi. Brutal attack, and it was just so well done. I just can't, for me, emphasize how well I think all of them, right? Liv did such a great job of selling it, but Jade did a great job selling it. Naomi did a good job of selling it. Bianca, I mean, I don't know if people on I don't know if social media people were like trashing it. I thought the way Bianca was selling it in the pod, and she was like, it was almost like a horror movie. She was watching someone almost get murdered, and she couldn't do anything about it. I just thought the way that they did all that was so gold. It was awesome. It was cool. It was badass the way they did that. And it makes the story great. Honestly, I think it makes the story really good. And I think Triple H touched on it in the press conference. Like, I get people were kind of sick and tired or impatient a little bit with where the storyline was going to go, and I think he revealed that, like, hey, they just had to know if Jade could go, right? Like, I don't think they had an answer for the longest time of where Jade was at, health wise and whatever. But yeah, honestly, I think too, like, what's interesting about this is it could mean, so like Naomi obviously it could just be a flat out, pretty simple, straightforward, Naomi did it, right? Bianca didn't know, Naomi did it, blah, blah, blah. Or I think it could also go a couple ways. It could be either Naomi didn't do it, but Bianca did, and she just used Naomi as like a scapegoat here. And Naomi's like, what happened? I don't know. Like this, I got kicked, my ass got kicked, and I'm not the one who did it. Or it could be Naomi and Bianca did it, and Jade just doesn't know that also Bianca was in on it. So I don't know. There's different ways I think they could go about doing this, which is kind of cool. The fact that Bianca or now it's Io Sky versus Bianca at WrestleMania. I don't know where that leaves Jade and Naomi. It really could be maybe Naomi versus Jade at Mania, then Bianca versus Io. Maybe Rhea will somehow come back into that match there in a triple threat, but we'll see. I don't think that Bianca versus Jade would happen at Mania. I think they would have to really, that's such a great match that they could just give that a long build. They don't want to waste it right away when Jade comes right back, first match back and everything. So that's my my guess there is what could happen, but it was awesome. I think that whole thing was a really, really cool. I think the finish here for Bianca winning, I think it makes sense, especially after kind of what went down on Raw with Io Sky winning, Rhea Ripley, loses it because she gets a little too overconfident or whatever. That's a very interesting take because I didn't know. I didn't really want to see Liv and Rhea again. I think that they can't. Maybe they'll do it. I don't know, but I just feel like the crowd's a little bit kind of done with that whole rivalry for now. Personally, I wouldn't have mind if Alexa won. I thought it would be kind of cool to just bring her really into the mix in a big way. But I don't know. I guess now looking back, I don't think that would make too much sense. I think you have to. Like, I don't know how she would fit exactly into that whole situation. But no, and also I think too, if you can get Liv and Alexa into a feud into Mania, that would be really really cool. I mean, you got Alexa with the Wyatt Six and maybe Liv, with Judgment Day, and there's something there that could happen with them, especially if it's Raquel involved. So let's say you have Alexa and Nikki Cross against Alexa or against Liv and Raquel. That could be kind of cool, and then you have that little bit dark element to it. That could be also nice, but we'll see. I think. I think the way that this could turn out could be interesting. I feel like the match itself was great. One of the great women's elimination chamber matches. I thought they did an amazing job, and again, I would have liked to have seen maybe Bianca just sell a little bit more. Like, it just seemed like in this match, like nothing really took her out. You know, and it as the match went on, I was like, oh, it looks like it felt more and more clear that she was going to win, because it just didn't seem like she was phased by anything. It didn't seem like, oh, she really got, she took, like, I don't know, there's a span of, there's a bit of a segment or a section there where she just took a bunch of finishers or something like that, and it's like she just pops right back up and then does her finisher move on, I think it was Liv, or yeah, I think, or Alexa. But you kind of would like to see her sell. I don't know. For me, I just feel like it would be nice to kind of have her sell a little bit more, just, and not always have that like Superman, like that Super Cena type of thing that years ago, that doesn't get hurt by anything, and that, or get people called Hogan, right? Like that Hogan thing where they don't get hurt by a whole lot. Because I think it's sometimes more relatable to kind of cheer for the hero that's like barely, struggling to win and struggling to get up. It's like that Rocky Balboa thing, right? You cheer for the one who's just gotten their ass beat, but they just somehow find a way to win, as opposed to the one who, oh, I didn't actually get hurt too much at all, and I'll overcome and be, well, completely just, dominant. But overall, yeah, I think the match itself, like I just said, Liv, I thought was the MVP of the match. I thought there were a lot of great moments. I thought Alexa looked good, especially for coming back. I thought Bayley had her moments, and Roxanne really held her own being in the ring in this kind of like type of match with such superstars. You look at that, that's pretty incredible for her to hold her own here. I think she did a great job. Yeah, all around, everyone did a good job, right? I think everyone did a really good job from start to finish. This match really started the pay-per-view off in a really strong way.